Good morning. This is going to be my very first YouTube post, so please bear with me. I'm getting ready to start a YouTube channel. Well, I am starting it, not getting ready to start it. Uh, my main goal originally was to be able to leave something behind for my grandchildren to look at once I'm dead and gone, as opposed to pictures and phone videos. This is something they could access from anywhere if they had a desire to. And I got to thinking, well, I'd also like to share some of my interest with them and you all. One of them happens to be traveling. I love to travel. First off, my name is Hutch. Glad to meet you. I'll be talking about all kinds of things, just sort of like a little journal at first, to let my grandkids get to know me better in case, you know, something unforeseen happens and my piece is taken off of the board of life, in other words. So I'm going to just go on through this thing, and I'm 64 years old, single man, live in Alabama, love to motorcycle ride, fish, all that kind of junk. I'm a director of surveillance at a casino. Been doing that about 20 years. Also got me a little auction house where I do a live auction every other Friday, a town called Eclectic, Alabama. Love doing that. I love the people. It don't make me no real money, but I just truly enjoy it. I like meeting these folks and seeing them and talking with them every other week. I also got me a little old kettle corn outfit. That was my vision, to sell kettle corn at events. Had it a couple, 3 years now. Done one event. But just time, everybody complains about not having enough time. Well, put me on that list. But anyways, the whole reason it got me started on this was about a year and a month ago, a company offered me the opportunity to go to Europe. And, I've been all over the United States, every state except Alaska and Hawaii, and been to Canada and Mexico, but never been over the big pond. So when I was offered that opportunity, I was like, sure. I wasn't really thrilled about it because I was thinking, grass here is the grass there, hills here is the same as hills there. But was I in for an awakening? I didn't realize that the whole different culture is what sucks you into really becoming passionate about traveling. So we went to Europe, landed in England, spent a couple days there. Then we went to Belgium, or Brussels, I'm sorry. Went to Brussels, then over to Luxembourg for these meetings that we had, and we ended up in Paris for a few days. You got to see the Eiffel Tower and Notre Dame, but I guess it was under construction from a big old fire they had. And we came back, I was like, man, I really liked that. That was exciting. Well, a little while later, a couple months later, I got the opportunity to go to Japan, me and my boss man. And we flew into Tokyo. We went and seen the memorials at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and explored around a little in Japan, seen Mount Fuji, and really enjoyed it. It was great. Well, then after that, he asked me, he goes, what do you think about going to Vietnam? I'm like, I might take a hard pass on that. My mind was still in, I wasn't old enough to be in the Vietnam War. I didn't go in until 77, which the war had already been over a couple years. But in my mind, I'm thinking, they don't like Americans over there, I'm sure. Sure as heck don't want to be going over there to a communist country in a place where they're hostile to Americans. And He's like, yeah, just think about it. And I said, okay, I'll think about it, but I promise you, I probably ain't gonna go. And he'd send me some video clips on it from the YouTube, and I'd watch it, and I'm like, yeah, that don't seem too bad. That don't seem too bad. But I was basically searching for YouTubes with Americans over there because I wanted to see if I could see anything in the background, if the Vietnamese people are like mean mugging the Americans or something like that. I couldn't see it, and it looked like everybody just had a great time. The people were wonderful. So I was like, all right, I'll consider going. Why not? What I got to lose? I mean, if they take me a prisoner or something, that's where my mind was. If they take me a prisoner, hopefully Uncle Sugar will get me out of this. And so the closer we got, I was getting a little more nervous. I was kind of hoping he'd cancel or something would come up. We got our visas, and I was like, oh, dang, okay. So if we cancel this now, I'm only out a couple $100, and closer we got, nothing come up. So all the way up till he picked me up at my house the morning we were due to fly out, I was hoping against hope that something would come up to stop that. But once I got in the car, I just resigned myself to the fact I'm going to Vietnam. So we went to Atlanta, flew over to South Korea where you got to change planes, and then flew into Hanoi. Man, I was so wrong. Them folks are just about as nice as they can be. Everything is cool over there. I wouldn't go over there acting like a fool or nothing, but everything was just all right. A little bit of a communication issue, but that's to be expected. You're halfway across the world, and they're becoming so modernized that it was just great. I mean, we spent, I think, 10 days over there. Went to, landed in Hanoi, went over to Ha Long Bay, and then flew down to, we caught the train, the train ride down there. Dang it. Can't think of what the name of that train is, but I could have thought about it until I tried to say it on camera here. 14-hour trip down to Da Nang, and got to Da Nang and went over to a place called Hoi An, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which I didn't know that. I didn't even know that until I got back, to be honest with you. And we stayed 4 days there, and that was one of the most wonderful places I'd been, And we went to a little tourist attraction called, now I'm gonna probably butcher the heck out of this name, Banna Hills or something like that. And you got to catch this cable car up there, and it's a long ride on the cable car, but it's worth the trip. And really had a good time up there, And then we come back, and I really hated to leave there. We went back to Da Nang and then flew down to Saigon, or AKA Ho Chi Minh City, and spent some time down there. I don't really care for the big cities and stuff, but it was still a very enjoyable place. Had a good time, and we flew back. That's all I can think about is going back out there and visiting again. So I let my mind get ahead of me is what I'm saying, trying to tell me that, this was a hostile environment that I was headed to and all this and that, and I'd have missed that experience. So when I got back, that was an awakening for me. I was like, you know what? I need to go back. I need to go back there, and I'm trying to plan a trip, hopefully, where I can go to like Thailand for a couple of days because I've never been there. Run over there to Cambodia and check out that Angkor Wat temple over there, maybe a couple of days there, and go back to Vietnam for about a week. And while I'm out there, shoot, I figured I'd fly over to the Philippines for a few days just to see what that's like, depending on what the price of all that is. But I think once you get over there, hopping around on airplanes really isn't cost prohibitive. The cost of living out there is definitely not. I mean, you can get by on very little out there, and that's what I'm working towards. And I'll be doing some traveling as much as I can, And plus, I do some traveling around here in Alabama, checking out some places that have a good historical significance. And I just hope you come along with me. If not, I don't blame you. But if you do, I'll be glad to have you. Anything you'd like to see in Alabama, let me know. If I can get there, I'll go there. I'll hop on my motorcycle or jump in the car or whatever and head over that way and see if I can put a little video up about it. But anyways, just wanted to introduce myself and kind of give that. I won't go through that whole thing every time I talk to you folks. So if you suffered through this one long enough, I appreciate you. Other than that, I guess I'll post this and, see what happens. Anyways, talk to you later.